Morning, everybody. It's Carpo. Can you tell I just woke up? 'Cause I sure feel like it. Cup of coffee. And thinking about sociopaths. Started out on a subject I was thinking about people and the way that we run our society and the way that we perceive our society. It's different ways. You know, we've got people who see the society as a positive thing, and we've got people who see it as a negative thing. And all of that is dependent upon the culture that we're raised in, to an extent. And it's funny because I was thinking about people that don't have emotion, people that are emotionless, and those are the sociopaths. You know, in other cultures, they dealt with sociopaths differently. I never forget this quote I read in a book where they said that they went up to the Inuits and asked them, "What do you guys do with your psychopaths and your sociopaths? You know, whatever they call them." They had a name for it, and they said, "Oh yeah, we have them too." The book that he wrote. His idea was to travel around the world and see if sociopaths were in the same classification and same percentage group in every location, and it turned out they were. But when they got up to cultures like the Inuits, they really had to rely on their fellow people because they had a very tight-knit community. So if somebody screwed up and they weren't pulling their weight, then it held the whole tribe back. So they said that they would walk the person out. They'd go out on a hunt, and they'd walk the person out to the cliffs by the ocean, and they'd push him off. And I thought, wow, that's harsh. But for their culture, that's what they needed to do. And anybody who's been raised, like, for example, you know, a lot of folks may have been raised in a sheltered youth and not seen people like this, the people that, cause some of the major problems in society are sociopathic, with the Wall Street sociopaths and psychopaths. They're very closely knit, but we have a responsibility, I think, as humans, or as a community, to put those people in their place and to recognize them. And it comes down to one of those things where it reminds me of the Minority Report, where they do the pre-crime thing, and I think that's wrong, But then I watched this show a while back about these studies they're doing to the brain, where they have people think about bad thoughts, and they can actually, map it. So now they're developing, of course, long-distance brain reading devices. Pretty soon, maybe the government will be able to see what you're thinking before you even know it. Who knows? But I honestly think that the human psyche is a little too complicated for that. I haven't always been I've always been a peace-loving person. I've always wanted peace between people and communities. But I've also had this side in me that says that when somebody's stepping on someone, their foot needs to be removed. And I see too many people just walking by and closing their eyes. For example, when somebody's getting harassed online, to stand up for them is just as easy as to just ignore it. Now, when you're in society, in public, and you see somebody, like a couple kids teasing an old lady or whatever it may be, I'm the guy who likes to step up and say, hey, that's wrong, you guys need to, fuck off. And so while, the emotion is what drives us. The emotion is what drives us to help one another. And sociopathic people don't have that emotion. So when they see things, they don't get that same feeling out of it. I can't imagine what it would be like to feel that way, but it must not be too nice. Or then again, I guess it wouldn't be nice or bad. You're a sociopath, you don't know the difference, right? People like that fall into certain realms. Some people, that's interesting because Dexter, I like to watch Dexter, that's a good show. Even though I'm not really on the guy's side, but I'm not really against him. I think that's why I like it. Now, it's a complicated issue. he's a psychopath, but he's a serial killer that kills bad people. So, you know, that was a pretty good play on values there to see, you know, okay, is that okay? You know, do two wrongs make a right kind of thing. It cuts deep, you know. I mean, these are the types of decisions that we all make each day, you know, whether to do something or to not do something. And the basis we should have for whether we make that decision is on if it harms someone else or not. And some people get off on bothering other people. It's, I think, an addiction of some sort. For example, Mac, that guy is just, I mean, he's obviously has some serious mental issues. And I had made a video yesterday as a response to him. And I had somebody made a comment on there that said, hey, you know, maybe he has problems and it's, you know, it's not too cool to diss on him. I had to explain to the sub that, you know, this was a situation that had been going on for a while. But he was right to the sense that I never even should have bid on the line. I mean, this is another psychopath trying to get my attention. And it's pretty obvious when you see one because it's, I don't know, it's pretty self-explanatory, you know. People who hurt others with absolutely no responsibility for their actions, they just have no emotion. It's not their fault. But doesn't mean that we can't clean the gum off of our shoe. Just some thoughts. And John, your video was funny as hell. You cracked me up, dude.